Yeah, but there are some points I was not really relaxed.
No, definitely not. Weird? What was this?
There's some weird kind of calmness as well in that game.
False calmness.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Hunchback React, and we are back with Bertrand.
Hello.
Yeah, there's many ways how you can pronounce your surname.
Bertrand.
Bertrand. Hey, of course, some people know already, Bas is working on our game company, Chaotic Interactive. How did you actually start with music production, sound design? What pulled you into that discipline?
Yeah, so for me, music itself, it started like on a super early age. I can remember I have my first recordings that I play with the guitar from when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and just made up words over it and just play sounds. But my interest for sound itself also developed around that time. I think that I started to build my own drum sets.
Oh, wow.
And create sound with that, just make noise. And later on, I started playing guitar. We get really into that. I always wanted to go to become a jazz guitarist, actually.
Okay.
But then I discovered music production and
then you could do technical. It all.
Yeah, exactly. And just because it's more diverse, it seemed way more interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I went to the HKU, the School of Arts in Utrecht, and followed a study music and technology. Where I graduated as a composer for media in 2019.
That's amazing. That's like a very short run of your musical passion.
Yeah, man, I can go on and on, but this is like the short version of it.
What we are doing, we are going to upload some of the podcasts as well. We're going to definitely invite you and go into deeper detail in what it is about music production and why you're passionate about it.
Will be awesome.
And what the next step in music composition is going to be.
Yeah.
For now, we always ask to bring your favorite trailer or favorite game, movie. What did you bring for us? I
brought the trailer of Inside.
Beautiful.
A little bit, a really great game by Playdead, the studio that made it. And I brought it because for me, it's a trailer which is also really good in how it's crosses the message sound-wise.
Yeah.
It's minimalistic. It's really sound design heavy, and that's something I obviously like.
Yes, of course.
And it breathes an atmosphere which is just really impressive.
Again, we have a similar taste. I have this on my top list as well of games.
Yeah.
Shall we just dive into it? I think it's a short trailer, but it already conveys the right emotions. Yeah. Let's dive into Inside. Play that.
Yeah, awesome games. You played the first game as well, Limbo?
Yeah, Limbo is also great.
Yeah.
Therefore, I knew I needed to play this. Some of the settings. That rhythm.
It's just a rhythm, right? The rhythm and pretty loud atmospheric sounds. So spooky.
Artistic.
It's special artistically. It's like super detailed in terms of how you call it, fidelity, or the shadows, the lighting. That's really detailed, and then the textures and everything is less detailed.
Very minimalistic.
Yeah.
And then some drony sounds. Very waily. Oh man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The puzzles are also great. I love puzzle games.
Yeah, in a way it's very relaxed, but it's never really relaxed.
Yeah, but there are some points I was not really relaxed.
No, definitely not. Man, this is beautiful. This is already, it's a short one, but it's a piece of art as well.
Yeah.
It's very minimalistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside.
Yeah.
And they go with at the beginning, the rhythm that you hear is actually a part of the game, I think, where there's this, I think, but I'm not super sure about that. But it becomes a little bit louder, so you feel a little bit of pressure, and then they drop it, and then you hear this drony, waily sound coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a lot with this kind of almost sound designish kind of music that is super rhythmical, and also often in the game it's embedded within the gameplay itself, so that it's actually a machine, for example, that is making a sound which is really rhythmical and which can be interpreted.
It's hard word.
I have that often, some kind of tongue twisters, but it can be interpreted as music.
Yeah,
and that's what I really like. For me, Inside is just a game where the border between music and sound design kind of blurs.
Yeah, it's interesting because you had a discussion with somebody and said, where is the line between sound design dissolving into music, and where is music becoming sound design?
Yeah.
And I think especially with nowadays trailers, there's a lot of trailers that it can be very musical, but sometimes they throw in completely on sound design. This one is a very good one. It's a short one, but I always like if it really portrays what the game is feeling like, the atmosphere, the style. What can you expect? They're not really overpromising anything. It's just mysterious.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Eerie, I guess that's the word.
Yeah.
Suspenseful, but also weird. Like, what's this?
There's some weird kind of calmness as well in that game.
False calmness.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they do that really well. And I think they do that also in terms of sound. I mean, they are really resourceful with the way they use music.
Yeah.
And it's always really drony. It's always on the background. But when their music comes up, it's super important, and it really drives you towards a certain point.
Yeah, I think for some reason I remember the ending. I'm not gonna spoil that, but that's just such a beautiful. That's so well done what they did with the ending. So if anybody doesn't know this game, like this kind of 2.5D experiences, and of course they started with Limbo, which was just shadow, like the characters were black. You had kind of like a how do you call it? Like a looking box, back in the day.
Yeah.
You had like these paper things.
Also stylistically really outspoken and characteristic, I think.
Yeah, but then again, I find it very interesting because we show, if you compare this, for example, to The Last of Us, very detailed, very realistic. They have less of that realism, also less points to convey those emotions. So they use the most minimalistic way, but they still reach that point of that emotion.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
I think it is. And I think it's also a really good example of less is more, right? So that it's one of those games where just because everything is empty and minimalistic in a kind of way, it is really powerful.
And you can focus out the moments where you really want to focus out because it's so minimalistic.
Yeah.
Not to say I love huge graphical games going into enormous detail, but I also love this.
Exactly.
Kind of as a combination, as a counterpart. It's kind of these little stories that you tell yourself, not always the same book, but just a different one. And in a way, they did the same thing with the music.
Yeah. It's something that you also within trailer music, which is way more intense, you can use that a lot. That the moments of sound and the moments of silence.
Yeah.
If you use that within a trailer, moments with a lot of sound become way more impactful.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's always on volume 11, then it kind of, you become used to it. So therefore also the impact is a little bit less. But when you have these moments where it rises up and then it falls to complete silence, also that is speaking 1,000 words.
Yeah, it's all about the context.
Man, I need to replay this game. I don't think it's like extremely long. It's around like 6 hours if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
But yeah, it's the puzzling is great. The sound design is great. And the style of this whole thing is great. And the one that kind of got near to it again was A Little Nightmares 2.
Yeah.
Wow, like I got that moment.
That game.
Oh yeah, I got it again. We should react on that one as well. But yes, this game is great.
Yeah.
It's a really good one.
I really love it.
Oh well, guys, I hope you like the comments that we have about the music and also a little bit about why we like this game so much. If you like this, make sure to subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. For now, thanks for watching and see you next time.